live here with another episode of the Green, White, Checkered Podcast. ARCS Season 2 about to fire up tonight. I am joined once again by my good friend, Deplorable Me 44. DP, it's back. Racing is back at ARCS. We got 2 races tonight, doubleheader. I'm excited. Let's get racing again.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. I think we kind of took some time off. The podcast took a week off. The truck guys have taken 3 weeks off or so. And even the Cup Series, A Squared was off this week as well. So we've kind of had some rest. We've enjoyed some time being away from having to do all the daily things that we have to do. But we're excited to get back, and it's going to be great. The Truck Series last year put on an incredible show all season long. Remember, Ryan, we had side-by-side racing. We had guys that were leading forever and then spun out with a couple laps to go. These are the things that happens in the Truck Series. A big, super full field tonight in the trucks and Xfinity. This is what I'm really excited about, Ryan. A lot of our fans probably haven't got to see a lot of Xfinity races. There was a low car count last year. This series is packed this year now, and so it's going to be really good racing all night long.
Yeah, both series are going to be live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. The trucks will qualify at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. And right after qualifying, we'll jump straight into the race. Then the Xfinity Series will be right after the truck show. Both will be streamed on ARCS Racing Network's same channel that you are watching right now, so it's going to be a blast. Like DP said, I think we have 25 drivers checked in for the truck race. We have about 14 checked in for the Xfinity race, and that doesn't include any last-minute drivers that may tune in or check in and come want to race with us. So it's going to be a great night of racing. Back again, Season 2 for ARCS. But DP, we have still had some racing going on. We'll talk a little bit about last week and last night. Monday Night Lightning was at Road America. Davy Jones gets his first win of the year, and we actually have Davy here with us. So DP, I'll let you talk to Davy and get his thoughts on how he brought that number 21 home to victory lane.
Yeah, Davy Jones. I'm sure Rick James last night went through this all on his channel, and you can still go back and rewatch that race if you wish. Rick James TV 1, if you want to watch that on Twitch or on YouTube, I believe. But I wanted to say congratulations, buddy. But that had to be a little bit heart-pounding. Jerry Briault out to a big lead. He got way slow in one of those quarters, and you was able to get around him. It looked like he maybe was trying to charge back up to you again. Never had enough time, of course, and you come home the race winner. Take us through the race, but more importantly, kind of take us through those last couple laps, because I was in race control, and I told Tommy, I said, man, his heart has got to be beating out of his chest right now.
Yeah, the first 2 stages, I was just patient, just hanging out right there, third, second. I did not want to make a mistake like a lot of the other people were last night. And knowing the track pretty well, I was able to know when to brake and know when to actually charge through somebody. I made one mistake, and that was trying to overtake for the lead in the wrong spot. Didn't affect me too much, but was able to be in position there at the end. That last restart, when I was in a good spot coming to that last restart, and then when it happened, going into one, and I don't remember who it was, but they locked up and took myself and Cody in the 28 car into the grass, and I was pretty heartbroken because I knew I had a car to beat Jeremy, and then I was like, oh, 3rd place is good, or 4th place is good. Then I got to 3rd, then I started catching Nick, and I'm like, all right, I can get 2nd, and then I just stood behind Nick, and I was going to wait till the last lap to give him a little bump and shove him out the way, but I think Jeremy went off track and gave Nick the lead. And then I was like, definitely, I'm giving him the bumper. because I was hungry for that first win. I was glad I was able to do it, especially in that paint scheme. It's very special to me, and at a road course, which all road courses are pretty special to me, being from a road course background. So excited to finally get my first win in the ARCS League. Been in the league for an extremely long time. Never cracked the top spot, but excited to do it finally. Hopefully there's more.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the biggest stage, you've been with us almost from the beginning there, Davey, and you've had a lot of starts on the Xbox console side, on the iRacing side. How big is it that you get your first win, but you do it where you really want to do it, where you really want to be successful?
Yeah, it truly does mean a lot, and being able to be clean out on the track is the most important thing, and being mistake-free. It doesn't matter if I'm finishing 5th, 6th, 4th, 10th. Doesn't matter. As long as I'm clean, try to keep a mistake-free race and just be patient and let the spots come to me, I guess, type of thing. And where I finish is where I finish type of thing. But when I know I have a fast car, I'm going to push it a little harder, and I'm just glad I finally won a race. It's very nice.
No doubt. Well, congratulations again to you, Davy Jones. You absolutely deserve it. Make sure you give those other guys a whole lot of crap because they didn't win that race. You're one of those guys that we're going to constantly be looking to as one of those big shots as far as the road course racing goes. I can think of a few really fast drivers, and I just want to give a shout out to you and a lot of those other guys too, because those races, those road course races, and Ryan, I'll kind of transfer this back to you, but these road course races, you wouldn't think of them being as exciting as they have been, but sure enough, we go to these racetracks, these ARCS guys come through, and they're putting on incredible races week after week.
Yeah, it was me and Jeremy at Sonoma, and then me and Jeremy again at Road America. I'm pretty confident it's going to be the same thing come Watkins Glen, and I think we got Indy on the schedule this year too. So I'm pretty confident in my chances this year. Hopefully I can get a couple more wins and compete with Jeremy and catch him in the points.
Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Davey is 100% correct. We have Watkins Glen and Indy Road Course, Indy Roval, whatever you want to call it. So 2 more tracks that I have absolutely no chance of even probably finishing on the lead lap, but we know that
I can help you out a little, Ryan.
Well, good. We'll schedule a session then.
That's how you do it, David Jones.
As long as you pay for it.
I don't have a whole lot of money, so we'll have to work something out. So maybe I can.
We can go halvesies.
Yeah, I can make you a paint scheme or something. We'll figure something out.
We'll talk about that off Mike.
Sounds good. Congrats, Davey, on your win. We knew it was coming, but congrats to you, and we'll see you up front and maybe this Monday at Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I love Atlanta, so it's going to be fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. DP, we also had the Trucks Saturday Night Showdown went dirt track racing at Knoxville. And I actually got my first actual league win. I won the All-Star race at iRacing Super Speedway, but that was a fun race, but no points involved. So finally got my first points-paying win. It was definitely fuel strategy, but hey, a win's a win, DP, and I will take it all day long.
Yeah, some of us kind of learn it as we go with those types of things. Those guys, from what I understand, I wasn't there, Ryan, but those guys weren't able to take fuel, and so that kind of became a, try to save as much gas as you can. And Ryan, you are the king when it comes to saving gas and super, super fast on dirt. So that kind of, you kind of had a feeling about that once the race started to go through, huh?
Yeah, I basically once lap 1 happened, I looked at our fuel map, even on the iRacing side. I don't have all the fancy overlays like some of these guys have, but yeah, it was definitely not going to make it. I saw the pit where you can, select your fast repair, and I saw that fuel was at 0. I couldn't change it, so I knew that it was going to be bad news for everyone. We had race control actually call a caution on lap 50 and also lap 100 just to try and help, be able to save a little bit of fuel. But yeah, I knew from the start that it was going to be a fuel mileage race, and I got to give props to Jeremy and Dylan, which was, I believe, is the second member of Nicholas Pressy's race team. They were racing their asses off, and of course both of them ran out of gas. They basically said in the chat they were not going to save. They were just going to race, and boy did they ever. I mean, it was really good racing for first and second for a good 15, 20, 30 laps until they finally did, unfortunately, run out of fuel. But yeah, it was a good race. It was definitely a different atmosphere, different outcome because of the fuel mileage. But man, overall, it was still a fun race. Got the win, so I'll take it. Not exactly how I wanted it to go down, but hey, man, I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, a win's a win, Ryan. I think some valuable lessons learned, of course, but a win is definitely a win, and you got that. Those trucks, man, those are some fun truck. There's a lot of cars you could drive in iRacing. The trucks are one of my favorite. They're not always easy to drive, and on dirt, oh my gosh. And so to be able to be fast, save gas, get all the way around the track, and do what you did, congrats to you, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely a different way of driving those trucks. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got SK in the chat saying my voice is low, so I moved my mic a little bit closer to my mouth, so maybe you can hear me a little bit better now, SK. Let me know if it still is a little low. We'll try and get that fixed. But we'll move on to basically this week in ARCs. Like I said, we don't have a very structured podcast tonight. Kind of just getting back into the swing of things. Hopefully next Monday, I'll actually be probably recovering from the Atlanta race, DP. So I don't know if we'll have a podcast next Monday, but maybe we'll do it next Tuesday. That kind of seems like a good time now. So maybe we'll make a new time. But anyway, this week in ARCs, obviously we have tonight the Truck and the Xfinity Series at Atlanta doubleheader. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're off tomorrow night. Then Thursday we start our ARCs Season 1 playoffs for the overall ARCs champion. And you ask, what does that mean? Well, DP, that is the top 4 in A squared facing off against the top 4 in TNT. So 8 drivers enter, only 1 comes out as ARCs champion. I'm in that. COT Tommy, Seth Dubb. Unfortunately, Marshmallow is currently moving, so he will not be able to be there. But Twisted Navy, Crotum, I mean, a lot of big names in ARCs ready to see who the ultimate champion is for Season 1.
Yeah, this is going to be some good racing. Shout out to Marshmallow. Of course, he is the TNT champion this year. A Squared did a half a season to kind of match up with TNT, and now we're going to send it. We're going to find out who is going to be the best. 4 races to decide it. I know I'm going to be on the call, so we're going to be guaranteeing that is going to be on ARCs Racing Network. And I'm really excited to see what these guys are going to do. We picked some tracks. Some of them are a little bit more driver sensitive. Some of them are just going to be flat out trying to be the fastest that you can be. And so it's going to be really interesting to see on the Xbox side of things who is going to be the champion. I cannot wait for Thursday night.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And then it will be 4 races total. DP. So we'll have our first race on Thursday. We'll have to work out some logistics on exactly when the other 3 races are. I know A Squared is supposed to be at Atlanta this Sunday, but we may or may not push that back for this tournament. So we'll just have to do some internal talking and see what works out for everyone. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to ARCS Racing Networks so that you can know when we go live and you can watch this racing action. It'll be 8 of the best in the ARCS Xbox side of things, trying their best to get that overall ARCS champion, and that is nothing to laugh about, DP. There are 8 of the best on the Xbox side of things trying to get that ultimate prize, and that is ARCS champion season 1. And then A Squared will resume their season. We actually are not starting a second season. We're just resuming season 1. A Squared follows the Cup Series pretty much to a T. And then TNT, DP, I think you and Tommy and Lurkin and Rick James, kind of have to solidify a schedule, and then y'all will start a season 2 for TNT. So a lot of really fun racing coming up here in the next couple weeks or so.
Yeah, definitely just some math we need to work out. We need to make sure that the tracks in the schedule works out with the end of A Squared, of course, and so that, that ARCS can kind of be the same. It's really cool how our stuff is set up and how it really tries really hard to match up perfectly and be a cohesive unit, especially with the 5 series that we're running right now on the Xbox side. And so we're going to work that out. TNT is coming your way very, very shortly. Going to just take a couple weeks, and then that'll be coming back very, very soon.
Absolutely. And just a little bit of a look into the future in 2022. We've mentioned it on this podcast before. A Squared Racing will be making the transition from Xbox to iRacing. Will be the premier Cup Series of ARCS, and everyone in ARCS is welcome. We will be going back to a little bit of old school ARCS, or old school A Squared, should I say. We will actually be qualifying, then we'll be running heat races and a last chance qualifier. We're going to start the first week with only 18 cars making the field. Again, that is subject to change depending on how many people we have show up, but anyone is welcome to run. So if you have iRacing and you are not a part of ARCS, please reach out to myself, to Deplorable Me, to COT Tommy, racearcs.com. Go visit that, get signed up. We would love to have y'all on Sunday night 2022. It's going to be a ball. I can't wait, and hopefully everybody at home is going to enjoy a little bit different show. It'll be formatted almost like a dirt track Saturday night, but it'll be all Cup cars.
Yeah, that was way fun way back in the day. It was kind of exhilarating. When we started racing together and we went to that, it was always, I really just want to get in. I really just want to say. And those stages when you know that somebody is going to go home, you don't want that to be you. And so that can make things really intense. And so that's going to be really exciting next season. A long way to go through this season, of course, but I am looking forward to that off into the future to see how that works. We've noticed that sometimes some things that we do transition well, Ryan. Some things not so much. So there's just a lot of things that is happening in ARCS. And of course, as we continue our move towards iRacing, of course, on the console, there's going to be a whole different game. And I'm sure that's going to open up a whole new set of worms. And so just shout out to all the admins who continue to be able to kind of work around things that happen and kind of make a product that the fans enjoy, that the drivers, hopefully they still enjoy. And yeah, I guess that's it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. We got a lot of other stuff going. We got modified series potentially starting up at the end of 2021. We have an indie series that is in the works. We have a street stock. DP, it is insane how much we have on the iRacing side of things. But remember, console guys and girls, we are not doing away with the console side. That is not in our plans. That's not in the future. There will always be a console side of ARCs. So don't be worried, and especially with the new game, there's a lot of promise, a lot of good reviews of what this game could really be. So we'll have to see what it actually is capable of, and man, that could be the next big thing. So we'll keep an eye out for it and see what we can do to have some great racing on the console side as well as iRacing.
Yeah, the YouTube channel, or my YouTube search has been on NASCAR 21, NASCAR NXT, whatever they're talking about every day. I'm so interested to see what they're going to come out with. They're kind of keeping us hanging just a little bit, Ryan. But yeah, definitely no excitement lost on the console side. Very interesting to see what Motorsports Games is going to do with the new game. Hopefully it works out, Ryan. I'm really hoping it does, because I think the community has kind of been let down a little bit by what we've had in the past, and we want something that we can use that's going to, for people to kind of take us more seriously, I think.
Absolutely, and hopefully that will be the next game, but we'll stay tuned. And if it does not come out, we have Heat 5, and we will continue to run trucks, Xfinity, and we may only have one Premier Cup League, but we'll still have a Cup League as well. So it's definitely not going away anytime soon. We may make a transition, but that is all up to the just really news of when this game comes out. So DP, that's really all I had for this week. I know we were going to keep it kind of short and sweet, so we're right under 30 minutes. So that's all I have. Do you have anything you want to add before we sign off?
No, but I do want to make sure that people know, if you're interested in running, like Ryan said earlier, if you're interested in joining ARCS, racearcs.com. Don't forget that, racearcs.com. Make sure that you watch tonight the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, a doubleheader on the ARCS Racing Network. We're going to be live for a long, long time, so you do not want to miss that tonight. Thursday night, the playoffs for the ARCS on the Xbox side is going to start, so you don't want to miss that either. You'll have to check with our social media platforms to get the information on who's going to be streaming that. Other than that, Ryan, it's been a fun podcast. I'm ready to see some trucks.
Yeah, no, shout out to SKD for putting that website together. That is a really cool website. And we actually are also working on getting an ARCS store put together, thanks to Kinsey, one of our ARCS members. She's going to help us get a store put together so you can actually order ARCS shirts and eventually tumblers and just all sorts of different stuff. So it'll be really cool to be able to rep your ARCS gear, when you're out on the town or, at work or whatever. So a lot of really cool things coming up for ARCS. But yeah, that's going to be it for this podcast. Again, roughly about an hour from now, the trucks will take the track at Atlanta for qualifying, and then the doubleheader, Trucks and Xfinity from Atlanta, live tonight on ARCS Racing Networks. Also will be live on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you tune in. There's going to be a lot of good racing. DP, thanks for helping me tonight, and we'll try and get these things back to a normal pace, and I'll have some graphics updated for next week so the viewers can kind of follow along with us. But another good podcast in the books, buddy.
Yeah, it's been an absolute blast. I love doing these things. I know it's been a minute, but we'll get back into it, and we're gonna call this race tonight. Don't forget, RX Racing Network. Check us out tonight. Truck Series and Xfinity Series. I can't wait.
Absolutely, and until the next time we see you, which hopefully will be right around an hour